हांव एंथनी डिसोला फ्रॉम आसलना आंबेली. आयज हांवें एक गोमंतक टीव्हीचे एक प्रोग्राम चयलो राजूबाब नायका बराबर आनी मेन हेतू आसलो तेगेलो अबाउट अ ओपिनियन पोल डे आनी मेन थंबनेल तेगेले इंट्रोडक्शन हांव दाखयता जाणा दोतोर जाक्षीकर बाबा गेलो फोटो बिटो दाखयले तेमी बरें दिसलें. बट ओवर द पिरियड ऑफ टायम दोन वस्तू म्हणजे मातशें म्हाका उलोवपाक दिसल्यो. एक म्हणल्यार युजली राजूबाब नायक अबाउट जस्टीस इनजस्टीस उलयता तेजेर आनी तो ओपिनियन घेवपाक पॅनल पळ ओपन केला त्या पॅनलाचेर आनी वाय दोतोर जाक्षीकर बाबाक फादर ऑफ ओपिनियन पोल करपाक कित्याक हेमकां आडखड जाता थोड्यांक हांव नको. पयलीं खातीर इनजस्टीस स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम द प्रोग्राम वेन इट स्टार्टेड इट सेल्फ. कारण सांगत तुका राजूबाब नायका प्रमाणे मायनॉरिटी जालो स्पेशली कॅथलीक कम्युनिटी क्रिश्चन कम्युनिटीज फादर्स प्रिस्ट चर्च तियात्रिस्ट आनी बेज लेवल लोकालो अंडर द इन्फ्लुएन्स ऑफ दोतोर जाक्षीकर बाब has immensely contributed and it is almost 60% mutto which influenced Goa from not being merged with Maharashtra. जाल्यार हांव चिंतू पडलो हितू कंट्रिब्युशन आहा जायत जाल्यार असो हे पॅनल डिस्कशनाचेर चोग जाण पळय आसलेले इन्क्लुडींग द पर्सन हू वॉज होल्डिंग दॅट चोगायचे चोगाय दे बिलोंग टू द मेजॉरिटी कम्युनिटी. तो मायनॉरिटी जातलो एकलोय मेळना काय जावं फादर जावं चर्च ऑथॉरिटीतले जावं तियात्रीस जावं दलगाड कोंकणी अकॅडमी तियात्र अकॅडमी ऑफ गोवा हे भाशेन संस्थाय आहे आनी इंडिव्हिज्युअलूय आहे ते कोण मेळनाय काय ओ बेज लेवलाचेर कोणूय इंटेलेक्च्युअल ऑफ पीपल हू पार्टिसिपेटेड तितूंत तुमकां एकलोय मेळना त्या डिस्कशनाक ताकाय सांगात करपाकू. Of course, among the audience, respected audience, एक दोग जाण कोण आसलेले but the main panel who were discussing तितून नाय. So how will this debate is justified and how will it be balanced? Number one. Number two, and most of the time a debating people are trying to influence Mutte Bashin as to why Dr. Jakshikar Bab should not be considered as the father of opinion poll. Instead of the debate should have been why Dr. Jakshikar Bab should be called the father of opinion poll. Te zalna. Ani we are not underestimating. In fact, there is immense contribution by some of the majority people. Even people like आमगे गांव जावं शाबुदेसाय जावं आनी आमगेलो पुरुषोत्तम बाबान he might have been influencer in having to hold this opinion poll. This is all accepted. But holding the opinion poll was not the ultimate. What was the ultimate is voting against the merger, for which lot of Goans, especially the minority communities, they came from all over the world, far and wide, especially the Tengele Mat Dipak that Goa should not be merged. After having done so much and knowing that the balance tilted, the tables turned once the counting had started in South Goa, especially in Salset, there to get panel there should have been some people from the minority community. If not 3 out of 4, if not 2 out of 4, at least 1 out of 4 should have been there. But now let us come with respect to what could be the criteria of even accepting Dr. Jakshikar Bab as the father of the opinion poll. See, there are two different diametrical things I can mention. Ek about Mahatma Gandhi being called the father of the nation, although that is the opinion of the whole of India and the world, has been accepted that he is the father of opinion poll. Just like Amcho San Francis Xavier is, by the opinion of the world, is a Goinso Sahib. There is no official title accepted. But if our own Goans are trying to find fault as to why it should not be called the Goan Society, or if there are people in India or outside India trying to find faults as to why Mahatma Gandhi should not be called the father of the nation, or why Bhimrao Baba Sahib Ambedkar should not be called the father of the constitution, that is the issue, that is the problem. That shows that there is some jealousy and there is some division and their mind is corrupt of accepting the goodness. Number one, let us see. With respect to Mahatma Gandhi, he was called the father of the nation by our Honorable Mundaka, respected Subhash Chandra Bose, over the Singapore video while sending the condolences on the death of Mahatma Karamchand Gandhi. And that has vibrated all over the world. So why can't Amgela Goinkar, reputed people who have status in this, people like Raju Bab, why can't you also accept and say, yes, he is the father of the opinion poll? You accept that 60% of the voting was influenced because of Dr. Jakshigir. So what else do you expect? Do you expect it that only Jakshigir should have influenced the whole of Goa? With respect to the opinion poll, that every vote should have gone because of Jakshigir Bab? No. We also acknowledge the contribution for others. But all of them put together, they are 40%. So what is harm in accepting Dr. Jakshigir Bab as the father of the opinion poll? Getting the opinion poll conducted is one thing, and influencing the people to vote against the merger was another thing, which is the main thing that Dr. Jakshigir Bab gave us. So Mahatma Gandhi is till today, till date, officially by Indian acts, has not been given that status of father of the nation, but yet the whole of India accepts it. So we already accept Dr. Jakshigir Bab as the father of the opinion poll. At the same time, look at this, the father of the constitution, Bhimrao Baba Sahib Ambedkar. Officially, he has been given the title as the father of the constitution. Does that mean that every law of the constitution, was it made by Baba Sahib Ambedkar? Absolutely not. There was a contribution by a drafting committee of which Baba Sahib Ambedkar was the chairman. And yet he is given the title. Does it not mean that there was contribution of others? So we accept him as the father of the constitution. Similarly, what is the harm? Knowingly that Dr. Jakshigir Bab's single-handed influence was more than 50%, then what's the harm in accepting that he is the father of the opinion poll? And people like you and many more intellectuals in Goa should have put this ahead. Instead of just saying that minorities, they just wanted a leader because they had no leader. That's why we are trying to make him as the father of opinion poll. Was it fictional? But that is the truth. So that should have been accepted. But it has been found over the period of years. And in many of these programs, we see it is always the minorities are being sidelined. The minorities are not allowed to put their heads up. Recently we have seen this when it came to Romi Lipi. Again, Romi Lipi is the issue which is close to the hearts of the minorities. ते कोंकणी मातीर जाल्ले 7 जाण आनी तितून प्रायम मातीर जालो तो फ्लोरियन वाज. आज देखून त्या फ्लोरियन वाजाक एक ऑफिशियल एक तेगे स्टॅच्यू देखून बसना, रेकॉग्नायज आनी करपा सोळ्यो बर. And all this is only because they all came from minorities, even for that Konkani agitation. मागीर बँड वेगाना तूं जंप मारपाक आजरान येयले, कोंकणी उस्तार जियेताय, सगल्यो सबसिडी बिबसिडी हावपाक who are the most people on the streets? As you accept, most of the agitations in Goa, they are backed and the front runners are the minorities. But yet, long after another 10-15 years, again these people will be sidelined. If people, this minded people exist and they continue to exist in Goa. And then you are quoting some Akhil Bharatiya Konkani Parishad as saying that they don't find that Dr. Jakshikar should not be considered as the father of opinion poll. Then you are talking about one individual like Uday Bab Bhemre saying that he also considers. Why are you quoting only these people? Why don't you quote a lot of people from the minorities? And when you know the maximum contribution was done by the minority, what is the harm in giving that status to one of the minorities? So this itself stinks of communalism here. This itself stinks of partition. This has to be stopped. Even in case of, as I said, people like Bhausaheb Bhandodkar, who wanted the merger of Goa, त्याचे स्टॅच्यू येयले पूण जगशिकर बाबाचो स्टॅच्यू येवंक ना ऑफिशियली. Later on they jumped the wagon saying that they were sorry for trying to merge with Maharashtra. So anyhow, Dev Bara Guru, I hope better sense will prevail on all the Goans, and especially people who want to object, people who don't want to accept Dr. Jakshikar Bab as the father of the opinion poll. But we will always continue to call him that he is the father of the opinion poll, and that will be our opinion. Nobody can stop that.